Hello, I'm Brian Adams, and today I'm going to talk about the old G.I. Joe diver versus the new G.I. Joe diver. Well, sort of new and very old, and well, you'll see everything in this video. Hey, thanks for joining us on YouTube.
What are you doing here? Oh, across the line, and my stick is shorter than.
Alright, so today what I basically wanted to talk about was the deep sea diver G.I. Joe. And I've been collecting G.I. Joes for a while, and let me tell you a little bit about this, the difference between this and the original. Okay, so the first thing I want to do with this is I don't want to mess up anything because it is a collector's item. So I'm going to the bottom, have cut the tape, and now what I'm doing is I'm putting this in so it doesn't mess up the flaps, and you can see how that easily pulls out. That way I can pull it this way. And then, this is necessary a lot of times because they put rubber bands and things, mostly rubber bands on figures, and when they do that, rubber bands tend to melt and get on the figures and ruin them, and you don't want that happening. Okay, so here's what Hasbro's done. They have, and I've taken off the rubber band that were holding this. It's a little protection. First of all, I'm a fan of the original G.I. Joe stuff. Anything a G.I. Joe has, anything Hasbro did. This is a new opening. This feels like it's plastic. This part here, and it does fit pretty much like the original. The two major problems that I have with this G.I. Joe is, one, you can't submerge it in water. The pieces are made of metal, like this helmet. This is the main corruption in the kit. The pieces of the helmet used to come apart in 3 pieces. This one is solid metal, and that is a problem for me right off the bat because of the fact that, see how my finger can go under this outfit here? Okay, that's not how that should be. It's a deep sea diver, or if you wanted to buy this kit to be able to play with it, to actually use the air hose the way you're supposed to, and this caricature the way you're supposed to, you can't do it the way you used to do it from a long time ago because of the fact that it doesn't seal up. And not that it's sealed real tight in the first place, because the figure would get wet, but to do it in the traditional way and not to worry about anything rusting, except for the rivets in the arms of the G.I. Joe, that's the difference. But first of all, this head plate, let me show you how it's supposed to look. See how here's the outfit way back here. We're talking about a good 1/2 of an inch. The suit should actually fit up against it, and I'll show you why it doesn't fit the actual helmet really used to look like, and this one's in really good shape. You can see that it has the same shape. It looks exactly the same. Here it opens up. It's a little tight. It's made of plastic, not metal, and you can see there's a little window. It's just a one-piece window that fits throughout. It closes up, but here's what the difference is with this from the other, and of course you see this here, which is often broken off. Now let me show you how this actually moves. Okay, so here's how it actually works. So this would be on your figure, and you would unscrew it like this, and it comes off right there. Okay, so like this porthole would line up with this part of the neck, and that would come off. Okay, give you an idea. This is the front because it says G.I. Joe on the front, and there's this little part here, and I forget what that was originally for. It was for attaching tools, I believe, on the original diver's outfit. And here's the back part. Well, here's the part that they need in the new G.I. Joe, or somewhat new, and it says right here front on it. this is where the outfit actually sits. And it's funny, you can actually see the marks of the material in the plastic. And this actually says Hasbro Japan with the registered mark on it. So this is one of the original ones from the 1960s. And again, you can see the marks on the plastic from the material. And this part here does say Hasbro registered trademark Japan as well on the front part of the underside of the plate. So what this would do, this would go in the outfit, which I'll cover in a few seconds here, and then this would go over the outfit, and by doing that, it gets rid of that air pocket of space between the... As far as size and everything, it looks pretty much like it is the same size. It is the same tooling that was used. It just, they outplayed that part that it was compatible to be opened up. The helmet itself looks a little bit smaller, but that could just be because of the coloring. One's more of a gold and one is more of a copper color. So I'm going to say that at that point, because I'm not going to get a measuring tape and measure it out, but I'm going to say that look pretty much the same, as you can see them side by side. Okay, so then the belt. Now we have the belt. That is done in the standard manner. They have these here. They are applied a little bit differently. Now that's one little problem with Hasbro. They have these little tiny, I'm going to call them rivets on the other side. These pieces fit, and then there's these little rivets that can technically go in, sort of like a steering wheel does. It has a little piece of metal. When you push it in, it doesn't need any glue required, and what happens is a lot of times you pick up the packages and these little metal parts, the weights, have fallen off, and then you'll find the little rivets that are sitting that you have to go and put in through the back, and use like something to hold it and really push it up against so they get the good grip. Once it does, it normally stays on pretty well. But anyway, I've encountered that, especially when I bought this kit. Let me show you the original belt. So here's an original belt with this weights on it. This would be the back side of it. This is the way it's designed. It has the little connection there. You can see the rubber here at the top. This one attaches to this part of the belt. This one attaches to the strap that goes between the legs. These, of course, go up and over the shoulder. They crisscross, just like that. And now how these are actually put on is, see the rivets right there? They're actually like clamped on. Hopefully getting a good view there. They're actually clamped on. They're not going anywhere. They've been on there for 50-something years. They're not going in. They might move to the side to side. Hasbro did make it where one without, it would be black on the original, and there were 8 metal pieces that went on the belt, but one without. And then later in the 70s, when G.I. Joe, when they decided to put out the Adventure Team and do this in a adventure style, they took away the weighted and made most of these just plastic, so you would just see mostly this instead of the weights on it. But G.I. Joe was going for realism, being able to let the G.I. Joe, gonna let the plane pass. G.I. Joe is looking for realism, to be able to make the doll sink into water and be able to put the air into the air hose and bring the G.I. Joe back up to surface. So that was the whole concept and the reason that they put the leaded weights on in the first place. And also, as you can see, the way this originally looks, which looks better than the way this one looks here, where it has, a little bit, probably maybe a little bit more standard type of rivets nowadays. Okay, so now that brings me to the diving suit itself. It's basically white. The new one, they had a little emblem of the Diving Corporation on them. And he had his gloves on. One of the things that Hasbro did on this was he went a little bit further and put a cap over him for the diver to wear, which was original that the divers used to have back then. And kind of hold the hair back. Didn't have to worry about it since they couldn't really flip the hair back. So this is not an original diving suit from the 1960s, and I'm going to tell you why I don't have one for a couple different reasons. One is the original, and the main reason that they used to be able to submerge so well is everything is exactly the same. The cutting and everything is the same on these. It has the sew right down the center of it. It's sewed exactly the same as the original, and the elastic is the way it is. Now I had a G.I. Joe that I bought back in the 80s, and I made a mistake, and that's how I got on this whole subject, was that I bought a G.I. Joe and I paid like $80 for it, and it was all original. And then what had happened was they came out with this new G.I. Joe, and I said, you know what, I've got the new one, I'm just going to go ahead and sell the old one, but I didn't know all the information I'm giving you now, and I wished I had kept it. I actually sold the outfit for $80 again, like 30 years later after I bought it, and it put me on a quest to see, can I get another G.I. Joe? It actually had an action figure and everything in it, everything that came with the G.I. Joe Deep Sea Diver, for $80, and I'm on a quest to see if I can do that right now. Although you've seen everything, I'm not going to give you the total of everything yet. We're getting close, within $20 of getting everything. But anyway, so 30 years later, almost the same price as what I paid, but people will sell these in a kit for $195, $75, whatever. It depends, and we're talking about, like, on eBay. So anyway, what was different about this suit from the original was that the inside of it, and I had one, the inside of it, it wasn't just all fabric. They went and they put a layer of rubber on the inside. There was rubber throughout, so that water didn't penetrate through the outfit. So I guess if you really, really, really wanted to, you could take this outfit, turn it inside out, and then once you did that, you could go to like a hardware store and they have the spray rubber. And I think they come in white. I know mostly I use black, but if you really, really wanted to, you could probably take this, spray the inside, once it's turned inside out, and spray it with rubber, and it would give you the rubberization that the original suit had in it, and then you would be able to at least have that accomplished to be what the original G.I. Joes were able to be like. Like I said, it wasn't waterproof. Water still did get in through the hand area and through the feet area because it wasn't really waterproof. Although it did have elastic, your figure did get wet. Anyway, and then the next thing that Hasbro did that I was really happy with is they made the hat here, or whatever you want to call it. I don't know the technical name, sorry. The little helmet part that goes on the doll's head. I'm sorry, on the action figure's head. That is pretty cool. That's one of the reasons I got this suit. It's really hard to find anybody that has everything if you're searching the internet for it, unless you buy one of these kits and dismantle it and then sell what you don't want. But anyway, here's that, and now gloves are another thing that's really, 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 really hard to find. I found these gloves, and there is one particular person, I don't know how many they've made reproduction gloves, and they've done an excellent job on them. I've seen them. You might want to look that up on eBay and see if you can find anything of that. But anyway, this is so here's the glove, the little hat thing, and the suit. But that's the difference. It doesn't have the rubberization inside the suit. Okay. Hey, if you like the video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and all that. And I hope you liked the video today, and we'll see you next time. Thank you so much for tuning in today. So long, everybody.